Hello and welcome back everyone to the Made in Bangladesh show. Today is another episode that we have. আজকের guest আমাদের সাথে আছে Nishat Khan. Now Nishat is a professional fashion designer. She has two brands, Nishat Khan and Bahar, and she's also training to be a professional boxer, and so she's a boxer as well. So hope you enjoy আজকের session. So without further ado, let's bring in Nishat Khan to our show. Nishat, welcome to the Made in Bangladesh show. Thank you so much for making time. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you
So,
for making the time. Yeah,
so yes,
great.
it's a great opportunity to be here, talking to you guys and sharing my story and my journey.
Absolute pleasure having you. Nishat, let's start with your fashion career. So, how did you start your fashion brand? How did it all start?
So actually, it's really funny. When I was young, like about 7 years old,
Hmm.
TV, I was watching this fashion show, and at that point, FTV was like, they used to show FTV in Bangladesh. And the
Yeah.
moment I saw the clothes and how they moved while the models were walking, I just fell in love, and that's something I realized at a very young age. Saying, now, you know what? It's designing that I want to do, and
Yeah.
pursued with it. So, I studied fashion designing and later like started doing internships and all
Hmm.
and working for like a few companies. And then I decided to open my own. So Nishat Khan was my first, that's like my baby. And Bahar was something I opened with my friend. And
Right.
during COVID, that's like it was a little pop-up brand that we did. And my friend, unfortunately, she's leaving town for good. So she's like, আমি তো আর বাহার করতে পারবো না. So yeah, Bahar, we're taking it to the next level for Bahar.
Awesome. Awesome. So both the brands are they very similar? What lines do you specialize in? Are there any kind of signatures?
I mean, I think when you see a Nishat Khan or Bahar outfit, because I design my clothes, I put a lot of effort
Right.
to it. You can tell, Jay, you know what, that's her, because I'm known
Right.
for my works. I'm known for my like intricate hater kaj থাকে, the little
Hmm.
quality. ওই জিনিসগুলো I'm known for it. And as for Nishat Khan, it's a little different from Bahar in a case because that's something. Um, so Nishat Khan was known for their my wedding wear, so wedding
Awesome.
attire. So
Yeah. So kind of more
that
like glamour wear
more
style.
glamour, more to kind of more to luxurious, more premium quality.
Yeah.
That's niche. Whereas
Okay.
Bahar is casual, it's fun. It's something you can wear like every day for it. You can go out, you can have fun. So that's Bahar, the casual line. So yeah.
So obviously, I know Nishat Khan is obviously based on your name, Tomar
Mhm.
Namer J signature. What's Bahar?
So Bahar is a very funny story. Me and my friend, we were sitting together. We were brainstorming.
Right,
She's British, right? So she goes
right.
like her Bangla. Both of our Bangla isn't the best. Like that. That's something you would say. But because I've been working in this industry, থাকে না, বহর বহর করতে থাকি. And Bahar is basically কাপড়ের বহর.
Oh
You know?
wow. Oh, okay. I thought it was someone's name.
No,
Acha.
it's a yard. It's like 1 yard, 2 yards. So something. I was like, so it's Ato Bahar Kapur Lagbe. And she's like, what the Bahar?
Ah,
And I'm like, Bahar, that's the name, Bahar. So yeah,
awesome.
that's how it came up with Bahar.
That's a great story, actually. So you've done so kind of you said you're passionate about fashion from a very early age, and you've been doing it for what like a couple of decades now.
Mm.
Boxing কোথা থেকে আসলো?
So, when I was younger, I knew
Mhm.
fighting, fighting, or shooting, these are certain things that always amuse me because I grew up with my brother, right?
Okay.
And and for him, he present for my brother would be a BB gun. Present for my
Acha.
sister would be a Barbie. So I had like two lives with me, like I was sandwiched between both the lives.
Right.
And when I was younger, I'd spend more time with my brother. So
Right.
we'd play all these games like Resident Evil, Urban Chaos, Tomb Raider, এরকম type of game আমরা খেলতেই থাকতাম. And Hakana, all these things have one thing in common is like those women characters, and I love that they're able to, look that good and
Hmm.
kill anyone or take down anyone. And I love that. I always love that. So from there, I think initially that started growing, and me and my
Right.
brother wrestle a lot. So that's WWE and F আমরা দেখতাম. So he'd try all these choke slam on me and everything. So, ওইখান থেকে
Favorite wrestler কে ছিল?
আমার I love Steve Austin. I love Rock. I love Kane. মানে এগুলো ছিল আমার ultimate favorite. So
Awesome.
you remember China, the girl?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she was one of my favorite too. So these
Awesome.
were like my favorite wrestlers back in the days. So ওইখান থেকে যখন আমি start করলাম, years later, one of my friend, he's like, Acha Nishat, I know you are always into all this stuff. You'd always tell me, I want to do Muay Thai, I want to do Muay Thai or kickboxing. I actually have a friend nearby who's teaching boxing. Would you want to join? And I'm like, chalo, join kori. So me and my cousin, we went. And it was basically like a bacha chadir. And I did a class or two there. And because it was on and off, just হট করে এই টাইমে হচ্ছে এসে পড়ো সব সময় তো
Yeah.
you can like merge time
Make
together.
time. Yeah. Yeah.
Time. So these guys opened a gym called VO2.
Okay.
That's when I started going there. And I think for 6 months I was under the coach, Iftikhar coach. I still love this guy. Like he taught me so much. And because he was an old time guy, he had like the best way to he'd be like, Ma, tu ki jibona boxing korbi? I'm looking at him. I'm looking at the class and I'm like, do you think I can do it? It's just like 2 months. I'm doing this. Then he's like, Dad, তুই পারবি না আমি পারবো তুই আমার সাথে টাইম দে তুই তোকে দেখবো একটা boxer বানিয়ে দিব. And I remember I would go to the guys and I'd be like, Jay, Acha, do you think if the car coach বলতেছে আমাকে করতে, do you think it's a wise idea? They're like, nah, এগুলো চিন্তা ভাবনা তুমি করো না. He's a professional women's team, amateur professional boxer.
Coach. Okay. Okay. Awesome.
So, which is why he would always like, they're both. And from there it started. And during COVID, so it's actually really funny. COVID or shamai, I started working out halka patla kore because you don't have much to do during COVID. So everyone did that.
Everyone picked up something.
So I'm like, acha theek ache. So I used to love boxing. Me and my husband, we used to train together, and he's like, that come in boxing, fitness. So we used to have like our friends come in. Like I think my first coach who came was Isar. So when he came in, we were doing তার সাথে কিছুক্ষণ boxing আমরা like freestyle workout করতাম. My husband was during boxing time আর আমি একটু তার সাথে pad work করতাম. He got injured and basically যার কাছে injured হয়েছে, he started coming in, and then we started training together. And one fine day he's like, Nishat, I know you're into boxing. Do you want to go check out this fight? I saw these are two regular guys বেশি দিন ট্রেন করে নাই, like বছর করে 6-7 মাস ট্রেন করে they're fighting. Do you want to come see? And his name's Wasat, my friend. And I'm like, okay, let's go. So it was in Jaff, the field. I went and I saw I went the second day, not the first day. So and I saw Adnan Harman fighting that day. And that was the day I was like, you know what? I'm going to fight. And exactly, I fought.
Oh wow!
So yeah.
I would have thought you require a lot more time to train, but Ek Bochor is not much. It's not really a long time in terms of training, right?
It is not a long time. People years and years and years করে কিন্তু like you
training করে তারপর
fighting. Like I actually know fighters যারা 6-7 months train করেও করেছে and years করেও করেছে. And of course the level of these guys, like if you invest so much time in something, if that's your bread and butter, that's your career, definitely they're in the next level altogether. And I'm nowhere close to those guys. So yeah.
বাসা থেকে কি সাপোর্ট পেয়েছো? When you first started, did you say কি
So
বলেছে?
my parents, my mom's like, why are you doing this? Like, what's wrong?
Right.
And my dad would be like, to designer, why you're like designer? Why are you doing this? Don't go for boxing. Designing করতেছো designing করো। এটার মধ্যে থাকো।
Right.
Like, do one thing. Don't like go around এখানে ওইখানে।
Mhm.
And yeah, sure. Of course, I didn't listen to them. What I do. And my husband, he was quite supportive as well. He's like, "আচ্ছা, ঠিক
Right.
আছে, so করো. It's it's good for you, good for your health. So do it."
Cool.
So yeah.
But are there many girls in boxing? Like, do they take up boxing, and overall Bangladesh statistics কিরকম, and how many girls are getting support from their families as well to do something similar?
So the funny thing is, women that we know, I don't know many people who are boxing,
Right.
but outskirts of Jara Cactus, there are a lot of really good boxers. And you'd be surprised. Like my opponent, her father was her coach there to
Oh,
support her.
awesome.
And I thought that
Awesome.
was fantastic. I thought that was amazing. Like, getting that much support to do
Mhm.
something. And,
Right.
they come from a really humble background. And you
Right.
wouldn't think back of their head, বলবে চাচা ঠিক আছে ডক্টর হও, লয়ার হও বা মানে কোনো প্রপার কিছু করে চাকরি করো. But no, I love the fact that they did support. They did support. And
Awesome.
it was really nice to hear that also she would support her sister as well.
That's
It,
fantastic. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
that's great.
yeah.
But overall, boxing is growing in Bangladesh, right? Now, I really don't have much knowledge about it, but is
Absolutely,
it?
absolutely. It is such a growing sport. Like you have
Mhm.
great. So the person I saw fighting, Adnan Khan, I saw
Right.
and Tanvir. These guys fought, right? Like a few years ago, and they actually inspired a lot of people, right? Because ওদেরকে দেখে I was like, "Acha, if they can do it, why can't I?"
Right.
And they've really helped people around grow. For instance, Adnan Hearn has like an organization right now.
Right.
Or professional boxing courtesy or professional boxers they can buy in AJ. He's giving them opportunities. He's giving them opportunities to get like a belt, and you don't like for him to do that. I think it's great. And even
Yeah.
for Tanvir, like when I was doing this, there was not a proper boxing gym around where I lived. I had to
Right.
go to Motiji to do that, and I'm like, আমার যাওয়া আসায় তো আমি tired হয়ে যাবো. How am I going to do everything?
Works out
But
Dhaka traffic. Yeah.
it's a traffic. But we were training, and he was so nice. He was so kind to give, like like his officer upre. We were training, and like it was so
Mhm.
nice, kind of him. যে আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে তুমি যেখানে train করতে পারো. Like the boys actually took me in, and I can't thank them enough. Like without these guys, like my trainers and like the guys who were behind them, everyone, I could have never ever done it. Like the team
Amazing.
was
Amazing. No, you always need a very kind of passionate team behind you when you're pursuing a new dream, right? So that's very important.
absolutely, like there were so many key like people there, like
Right.
Asim Bhai was my head coach. He was always there, and
Right.
Ed was always there. Like Rashid was throughout the time. He was like a pillar for me. And Wasif was the one who took me to the. I know Wasif would be like, "Hey, আমার নামটা কেন দেওয়া হয়নি?" So I'm just like putting it. So, but no, seriously, like he was the one. He would always go like, "Jacha tika se, because you like boxing, I'll take you to a boxing match." And it's because of him
Right.
I ended, feeling like Achatikas I could do it, because he took me there. Like he didn't have to, but he took me there. Like, and Saki, Pisar, Parsa, she was like my sparring partner, right? We didn't
Right.
know each other, but she'd like come in. She had a fight, I had a fight, so we both like do it. So
Do you ever have bad blood after a fight?
no, not really, because I'd end up fighting like most of the time. My sparring partner was either Parsa, who I really liked. We both had like,
Right.
I mean, yes, actually, once I got punched on my ear, and then I thought I had a cauliflower ear because it swelled up.
Oh,
And
no.
I can't have like a cauliflower ear. That's just it's my ears are deformed. And my goodness, the drama I created, and I was like, that's it. The girl is gone. But no, everything was fine. Like everyone would make fun of me. Those guys would also make fun of me for that, but no, we like all of us. We love each other. So.
So you talk about injuries. So what are the risks of concussions or severe injuries once you get into a professional fight, and how regular do you get them?
A lot actually, because I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
level you're doing, maybe not, but people who
Mm-hmm.
are doing it professionally,
Right.
it's really, really bad for them. It's one of the most dangerous sports because
Right.
you're constantly getting hit on your head, right?
Right.
And it's affecting your brain. So, like, look at all the boxers in the later years, the professional
Mm-hmm.
ones, like not the
Right.
level we're doing. So the professional ones, for them, like they have concussions, they have, like they're not normal anymore.
Right.
So even for us when we do it, and for a very like amateur level, I'm a boxing coach. Who
Mm-hmm.
just like I remember I'd have concussion. I'm a trainer would always like my coaches would always go like, "Hey, তোমার মাথাটা আজকে বাড়ি খেয়েছো? হয়তো রাত্রেবেলা কাঁপতে কাঁপতে পারো, but don't be scared." I'm like, okay, good. And it because আমি ঘুমায় থাকি আর আমি হঠাৎ করে করতাম like a shiver and I'd be it,
Right.
like I'd start shivering and my husband would like freak out. He's like, what's wrong with her? And I remember there are a couple of funny incidents where I would sleep and I'd dream that I'm boxing and I mean ঘুমের মধ্যে like that and it's
No
like
way.
yeah
No way.
yeah
Awesome. That's
it's a
awesome.
risky
Yeah.
sport, but then I feel it's something that can teach you a lot because the amount boxing has taught me,
Right.
like I don't see anything else that could teach me the same way the way boxing has taught me.
Hmm. Now, it's a very good point that you come to, and that would be one of my questions. So let's kind of lead it to that. Jay, how has boxing has it interfered with your other kind of career in fashion, or has it taught you other things that you can bring into that life as well, or life in general?
I think it has brought immense, like boxing was like a blessing to me. You're
Right.
talking to a person maybe a couple of years ago. I would have coffee, I'd start shivering and start crying because that's the level of depression I was in. And
Right.
I didn't know. I had no idea. I'm like, "Ita keno hocche ami jani na."
Mm-hmm.
And from there to actually coming out without therapy, like without a counselor, without any meds, I think that has been a blessing for me because I didn't know how serious it was till now when I look back at it. And I'm glad I
Right.
did it because I don't think I would have been,
Amazing.
yeah, this strong. But without the support of my friends, once again, I don't think I could have ever done this. And like the mental support you get. So things that boxing really helps you with. Um, Discipline,
Right.
because if you're not disciplined with any form of martial art or sports, you have to be very disciplined, right? If you're
Right.
not, you're going to be injured. You need to
Mm-hmm.
sleep and hydrate properly,
Right.
follow time. Second, hoche, stay calm and composed because when you're getting hit, what's your first initial reaction to hit that person? But you can't do
Right.
that because if you're doing something when you're angry, you tend to make more mistakes. So you need to
Mm-hmm.
set, you need to calm yourself, think, and then do your next action. It's easier
Right.
said than done. I
Of
definitely,
course. Of course. Yeah.
but with practice, I guess it just gets better. And then hand-eye coordination, like
Mm-hmm.
thinking, breathing, like everything helps so much. Like yoga helped me with this because they constantly teach you
Awesome.
how to breathe. So that helped me with boxing as well because you have to breathe. You have to continuously breathe, and this is a very simple thing we forget in everyday life. I mean, even when
Mm-hmm.
you're talking to me, how many times did you take like a deep breath or something? Yeah. So
But these are kind of skills that takes a long time to get used to. তাই না? You're talking about these things. It sounds very simple, but it's not really, is it?
no, it's not. It takes months. It takes years. But you only
Mm-hmm.
get better by the day. Yeah.
Right.
If you start, you reach no level. But if you start, if you practice every day, just like for a couple of minutes or an hour, you just get better. So
Sure.
yeah, and I think boxing really gives you confidence because it makes you humble, and it really gives you a confidence because the way your posture and everything is different to it.
You say
So
makes you humble. At any point does it make you তোমার ধরো the ঝগড়াঝাটি করার ইনস্টিংক্ট মারামারি করার ওই সেই জিনিসটা কি রিয়েল লাইফে বাড়ায় দেয় at any point যে কিছু হইলে মনে হবে যে এরে মারধর করব
my
kind of
husband
thing?
is the happiest because I'm so calm and composed. So the husband put their wife to boxing. No, they don't beat up the husband. No, but we're very calm. We're very composed. Like one of the things he said, he's like, you know what, it really helped you because আগে ছোট ছোট জিনিসে তুমি কিন্তু অনেক react করতা, but right
Right.
now you know how to calm yourself down. Even like he was
Amazing.
telling me the other day when he saw me dealing with my employees, dealing with my collection and everything, of course challenges come in every now and then, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, right now my mentality is not, oh my god, the world's falling apart. Right now my mentality is যে আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে এটা হইছে, what do we do now to fix it? Because it's not going to get fixed by itself. And the longer it takes to get fixed, the loss I have are obviously. So, you start having that mentality. And I think like my husband, he does Muay Thai as well. And for him and
Mm-hmm.
both, it really helped with our lives. Not only it makes you fit, but it helps you mentally. It
Yeah,
makes you mentally strong.
that's
So
very
I think,
very very interesting actually that it
yeah.
it kind of helps you think clearly, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you a simple thing, right? Like I go to boxing gym and there's like a lot of guys. Never ever do they fight with each other like a crazy person. Never are they disrespectful. They're very, very
Right.
kind. Rather at regular gyms, I feel uncomfortable more than any of
Mm-hmm.
the gyms. So
Mm-hmm.
they have a different mindset, and yeah, they, like honestly, people with martial arts or I think they have a different mindset altogether. Like they're very, very, very modest and well put
Amazing.
together.
Amazing. So when you're in a situation where your opponent kind of has you in one corner, you're under the pump, you're constantly being hit in the face, what are you thinking at that time, and how do you think clearly?
Like honestly, most of the time you're like, what the hell is happening, right? What we tend to do is we tend to repeat our mistakes
Right.
subconsciously. You're like, Acha, I'm
Right.
repeating this. So that's one of the things my head coaches always go like, look, you are getting hit, you move. You need to move. And I think you can relate to life, right? When
Mm-hmm.
you're getting hit with something, and it doesn't have to be
Right.
like it could be like, something's not working well for you.
Yeah.
You need to
Yeah.
move. It's simple. But we try
Right.
to just go with the flow, but that doesn't happen. You need to move and then
Mm-hmm.
look back and then keep up with where you can counter. And I think boxing and real life aging stonic help করছে আমাকে, especially with my designing. Aging stonic
Mm-hmm.
help করছে। অনেক help করছে। So yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. So in the ring, you call yourself Bagher Bachcha. Is there a story behind that name?
It is actually. So basically, when I was younger, I have like a brother-in-law, and my dad and all my uncles. He was so strong, and he was so bold with such leadership quality.
Right.
সবাই তাকে বাগের বাচ্চা ডাকতো। So
Amazing.
like my dad would always go like, Jahangir is such a bagger bacha. He's so brave and he deals with situations with such grace. And from there, I thought, okay, you know what? I like that name, bagger bacha, and I love animals. So I thought that would be, and tigers, like I have this fascination with tigers as it is, right? So I thought that
Right.
would be a great name, bagger bacha. And
Very
it's
symbolic to Bangladeshi as well, তাই না?
very symbolic to Bangladeshi. So,
Great. Nishat, let's move on to a small segment. I like to call this a rapid response. So I'll ask you a set of questions. Very random questions. It can be anything, but don't take too long to kind of think. The first thing that comes to your mind, just say it. Yes.
okay.
Okay, here are the questions. The first one is, if you got a second chance in life, what would you be?
Designer all the way, but one thing I would
Still a designer?
still a designer, but I would do one thing is I'd start my boxing career a little early, much early,
Okay.
much early.
Okay. um, what's your favorite place in the world outside of Bangladesh?
So for me, I love Portugal. I love the food. I love the people. I love the architecture. The fashion, everything. I love about that city. That's one of my places to go to. And the other place would be Phuket because that's where my heart and soul is. I love going there. It's such a simple life. You take a motorbike, you go around the city, and you enjoy the beach, you train, you get massage, you relax, you eat the life.
You train a lot in Bangkok as well, right? In Phuket?
Not whenever I get a chance, I do go,
Right.
but
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, for the past couple, like a year or so, like the chances has not been as often. But
Right.
I'd like to work towards to making it to go more often. Yeah, but that's one of my
Amazing.
favorites.
Amazing. All right. Next question is what you love doing apart from your work? So apart from designing.
Um, I love cooking. I
Okay.
love food, so it really helps because I enjoy cooking. Um, in terms of being fit, you need your diet to be at keepable, like at top level. And
Right.
for if the food doesn't taste good, I don't eat it. So it helps me cook healthy food that tastes good. So yeah.
When prepare your meals, most of the meals in Niche
Uh,
when you're
so
training, especially?
most of the meals, yes, I do prepare it Nije, and then I
Mm-hmm.
start training the Basha Jara take a help coach, so that I
Right.
train them, and they do a pretty decent job to it as well. So yeah,
Awesome.
I think it's
Awesome.
good.
Um, tell us something that most people don't know about you.
Hmm. Most people do not know that I. So when I was younger, before I got into my fashion school, I was contemplating between fashion designing and culinary, and I picked fashion designing over culinary. So yeah,
Okay. So you love cooking, Talin?
I
You
really
love
enjoy
to.
cooking. I really enjoy
Awesome.
cooking. So that's one of my
Cool.
favorite things to do.
Awesome. Awesome. And the last question is who would you hate to have dinner with?
I'd hate to have dinner by myself, and I mean, there's nothing worse than just sitting alone having dinner. Like, think about it. So anyone is good apart from if I'm alone having dinner, that's something I would not like. So yeah.
Amazing. Thanks, Nishat. So, based on the answers that you gave me, so if you're in a parallel universe, this is kind of the situation based on the answers. So, you're Nishat Khan.
Mhm.
Um, in another life, you're still a designer who's probably picking up boxing at an earlier age, um, and you love cooking. Yeah, so your second kind of career is probably you're a chef. You're currently in Portugal, and you're having dinner by yourself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, by yeah, Portugal একা বসে বসে dinner করছো.
It's pretty good.
That's your
So
parallel universe.
like, my favorite restaurant. I don't mind going there and having dinner by myself. But no, actually I do. Dinner, no. That no one should by themselves.
Is there a favorite restaurant?
So in Portugal, I do have this one little place where you can get peri peri chicken.
Awesome.
The best chicken in the world. It's like in a small alleyway. You have like a long line. People are lined up during lunch and dinner, and so food like amazing, amazing chicken. And it's nothing like that. Those the skin is nice and
Yeah.
crispy. Like the sea salt and chili oil, it's really good. So see, there's so many people around. I don't think I'll be having dinner alone at that place.
Fair point. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go back to your career in fashion. So, um, someone who's kind of looking to start something similar, maybe a young viewer, is there advices that you would give to someone pursuing a career in fashion, and what are the things that they need to kind of look into?
I think with um, with the day and age we have with the internet, you can know so much more. Like I
Mm-hmm.
do start at an early age, like start designing at an early age, start knowing how to sew, start knowing how to do patterns and color theory and design history. Because I think if you know that at an early age, it will only help you when you go to fashion school. Yeah, don't wait
Right.
around fashion school. Yeah, makita ko. They'll just brush you to a better yourself. But I think that's something, if someone's really passionate regarding design, they should start at an early age. Like experiment,
Awesome.
know what your style is, because people have a hard time to know what their style is.
That's
Yeah.
great advice. Really great advice. Um, when you're kind of designing and then in the business, I know it's, I wouldn't say it's easy to copy, but then there are a lot of kind of designs that get copied, right? How do you kind of counter that? যে তোমার same design to someone else is copying, and then it's not unique anymore, right? তখন?
It's, I wouldn't say it's not unique, but
Hmm.
designers would get copied left, right, and straight. That's why they're
Right.
copied, because you're doing something right, because people are copying you.
Right.
And
Okay.
second thing would be, you cannot give that quality that I'm giving, because I actually sit there and make sure যে এই কালার কম্বিনেশন ওটার সাথে ভালো লাগবে, এই মোটিভ ওটার সাথে ভালো লাগবে, এটার ডিস্টেন্স এতটুকু থাকা উচিত। And
Right.
when you're copying, you're not able to do all those stuff.
A copy is a
So
copy.
a copy is a copy no matter what.
Awesome. Now, again, going back to boxing,
Mhm.
someone looking to start boxing, where do they find out more information? How do they kind of reach out to people that are involved in boxing? How do they get involved?
There's so many gym these days, and there's such great ones. You have gym like Vanquish, Legacy, TKO. That's like a proper boxing gym where all the professional fighters come and train.
Right.
So, you have so many places right now. Vanquish
Hmm.
is nearby, it's around Gulshan. TKO is around um, Akshufeed, and Legacy is
Right.
there in Amundi, and that's like the biggest and the only MMA gym in Bangladesh. That's huge. Like it's done it amazingly, and
Hmm.
they're new as well. So I think, and like there's Zed as well, who's training
Right.
personally. There's so many opportunities right now, and it just happened like in a year or two, that
Awesome.
anyone who wants to do any form of martial art, you don't have to fight. Like even if you want to just train, there's
Hmm.
multiple options these days, and they're good options.
And
They're not normal options.
yeah, and then are there a lot of options to see boxing matches as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. Like Adnan Harun keeps on throwing all these fantastic. Like a few years ago, if you told me there is going to be a boxing match at a five-star hotel in Bangladesh, no one would believe.
Yeah.
Their fighters coming in from abroad have like really nice decorated places and really grand events for boxing these days. And that's like Excel event. They do a great job with it. So yeah,
Amazing.
definitely.
Uh, So the last part, Nishat. So I've gathered these photos for you, and thanks for sharing these. So these are your two lives. You're like Batman. During the day, you have a glamorous life in fashion. At
Yeah.
nights, you're boxing away. How do you balance it?
It's really difficult, to be honest, to balance it. It's difficult, but then again, with only time you get better, right? I mean, when I
Right.
first started doing it, I was like, hi, am I bad at this? Am I not meant to do both? Then I started doing only one thing. What happens is I get depressed, because these two personalities are two parts of me, right? One without
Right.
the other is not me, not me
Right.
anymore. So I think it's all about, you kind of set your priority, like এই টাইম আমি এই জিনিস করবো, এটার পর আমি এই জিনিসটা করবো, and you kind of need to push yourself to do it. So
Right.
I think that really helps. But it's all about practice. You're
Mm-hmm.
not born with skills. Like I'm not
Right.
born multitasking with skills. So for me, it's I'm learning. But one thing that I have noticed, every day I get better. I'm never getting
Right.
worse practicing. I'm getting better. I'm taking honest feedback from other people, and I'm proceeding. So yeah, I think it's good.
Amazing. Amazing. One last question. So,
Mhm.
someone who's starting boxing, who wants to become a boxer, who wants to take up boxing, or even who wants to become a professional boxer, any
Right.
final advice for them?
Get yourself a proper trainer, a proper coach. Really be dedicated to it, and you need a support system. You need a team, because without my support system, which was my entire team, I could have never done this, and I could have never, like, I can't thank these guys enough for what they've done. And I think for someone who is who wants to go to the same journey, I think they need
Right.
one. And you only get that once you start going to the gym. And
Right.
you will
Right.
find people there. You will find someone there to support you. So yeah.
Amazing. Nishat, it's been great having you on the show. Thank you so much for sharing all the insights. I personally don't know much about boxing in Bangladesh, but it's so good to know that it's growing and you passionately take up boxing apart from your life in fashion as well. Thank you so much for all the time and inshallah kotha hobe pore.
Thank
Take
you
care.
so much for having me. Have a great time. Bye.
Allah Hafiz. Bye.
Love
Bye.
this.
There you go, everyone. So that was Nishat Khan. So a very successful kind of, she runs two fashion brands, Nishat Khan and Bahar. And then she's also taking up boxing professionally, something that has really helped her move forward in life and take up a lot of positives. I hope you enjoyed Ajke Shota. Please let us know your feedback in the comments. Please follow us on our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Please stay tuned for the next episode. On the next episode, we'll have Ruslan Hussain, the founder of Ruslan Studio. So, দেখা হবে next episode. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.